We're in Corona, Queens, New York, and we're at the Parkside Restaurant, located on Corona Avenue at 108th Street. Unfortunately, as you can see, our restaurant is empty at the present time. With these times the way they are, it's a tremendous hit, because we're a very popular restaurant. We've been around a long time, and we enjoy a very steady clientele that's very loyal. I've got people dining here 2-3 days a week, same faces. Now, of course, everybody's is gone. That's why we implemented this system of to-go orders, because the government said we can do food to go and do deliveries, which I think is a very positive thing, because people have to eat. My biggest regret, as a manager, is having to tell the employees, the day before yesterday, like, I'm sorry, I have to lay you off. And being a very large restaurant, we have a very large staff, and it's a ripple effect. I have valets parking cars, hostesses, bartenders. These are people that unfortunately live paycheck to paycheck, and it was definitely a heart-wrenching experience for me to do it, but I have no choice. Sometimes I'm thinking how many people, I had to let go this week. I would say at least 40, And again, these are people that worked here for years. And unfortunately, it's not that they could say, okay, temporarily I'll go work elsewhere. There is no elsewhere. In the tri-state area, everything is closed.
Nobody wants to come out of the house. Everybody's afraid to do this or to do that. So it's just put a halt on everything, Our regular way of life has changed completely. We've been here over 60 years. We have the same recipes, the same old-fashioned formulas, and after how many years, we're still kicking. We'll get through it, because that's the type of people we are. 9/11, worse than 9/11, you can't get, and we rose to the occasion.
What's going to happen down the road? And they always say New York is New York, and New York is very resilient, and they'll bounce back. And truthfully, yes, I'm a strong believer. I'm a native New Yorker my whole life. We've been through a lot of adversities over the years. The only thing that I'm mostly worried about is the local businesses that maybe were hanging on by a shoestring, or making their bills week to week, hustling just to make enough to pay the rent or to pay the employees. Those people are going to be severely hurt, and chances are a lot of them are going to go out of business. It's not going to be easy. For a lot of people, it won't be easy to come back to this.